For this mint chocolate cruciferous crunch bowl, I'm going to start with a medium ripe banana. So these bananas are not quite ripe. See, they've got the green on it. I want something really sweet. So this one looks really nasty, but it's not. I just had in the refrigerator because I didn't want it to like spoil. So this is I'd say this is a large banana. So I'm not going to use this whole banana. So 6 1-inch pieces equals 1 small banana. And I'm going to smash it with the tines of a fork in a bowl. And the reason why is if I just put this in my Vitamix or even a food processor, it's not going to it's going to leave some chunks in it because I'm not using a lot of fruit in this. This is all 1 small banana. So I'm going to count 6 1-inch pieces. 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5. This one should yield 7. So 6. And so I've got one more piece that I could snack on later or shortly. All right, so here, just smashing it like this. Can you see? So I'm going to do it on the counter because can't do it this way. So I don't know about your Vitamix, but on mine, the blades are just too high. And if I don't have a lot of like water and fruit in there, it just, stuff gets not blended right on the bottom. Just leaves it too chunky. So normally I don't have to do this. And the reason why I don't use a food processor is that it's more of a problem because then the food gets underneath the blade and that does not get evenly chopped. And that thing's just a pain to clean and I have to put it in the dishwasher. All right, am I complaining? Anyways, so just make sure this is, I mean, if you have a Vitamix that has a blade that's closer to the bottom and you have a problem with it, then you don't have to smash this like I am. All right, this is very nicely smashed. Yum, yum, yum. All right, so now I'm just gonna put this in my Vitamix. I've been getting the very small cauliflowers because these will yield about a whole pound of cauliflower, which is more than enough. So first thing I do, flip it over on the back and cut at an angle. And I try not to go too deep because then I will cut some of the cauliflower pieces and they'll fall off, which I don't want to do. Take off this awful plastic. Don't you hate this? I wish they didn't use plastic on our food. It's just so wasteful. So anyways, so these pieces just fall off. And thank you to the person who wrote to me and said that we can actually eat these. And you know, it's so neat how we get to learn from other people. So if you've got some cool facts, write to me. I don't know what you know, and you don't know what I know, but I'm gonna try this. I have tried it before, but I want to try it right now. I'm gonna rinse it and describe what it tastes like. Now, these leaves, I have a real aversion to limp leaves. I like crispy leaves, but I'm just gonna try it so you can decide if you want to try it or not. I'm not a fan. I don't even know how to describe it. Blech. Very bitter. I'm not a bitter fan. I like sweet, but what's nice, there's bitter. To make bitter more palatable is to pair it with something sweet. And what's neat about that is that the sweetness, which I usually use, my sweet would be a fruit, pairs so well with a bitter vegetable and it makes them both taste better. All right, so let me try this right now. So I'm just gonna slice one little piece. Oh, that's interesting. So this is really good. So I've tasted I guess you would call it the stem on different cauliflowers, and most of them kind of taste a little weird, a little bland, kind of like an off celery, but this particular one, maybe it's fresher. It's got a really unique flavor to it. It's maybe a little bit sweeter. I guess I would describe it as a little bit brighter. Actually, really am enjoying this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save some of these pieces, and I'm going to use it in my salad later. So I'm just going to throw that in here. So let me show you the front. So I'm going to recycle this in my green bin, recycle this if I can. And then I'm going to rinse this, and I'm going to cut off any brown pieces. So I'm just going to show you how the pieces should be cut up. Because if I put this in chunks in here, it will not be even. And what I don't want is that some pieces to be completely over blended and turn into mush, and that will just ruin it. Texture is really important in this dish and pretty much, you know, everything you're going to make. So I just want to show you, like, these are the pieces that I want. So, and they don't need to be perfect, but like, I don't want a huge, like, this one's probably okay, but I don't want like this huge piece in there, because then these pieces will be like perfect, and this will be like a big icky chunk. And then if it's too big, then it won't get the flavors from the banana and the vanilla and everything else that I'm putting in there to be coated. So just follow these steps, pretty easy. And then I know people want to make things quicker and easier, but when I make my recipes and I share them with you, I make them over again, and I make them to where I think that I really like them and you'll really like them too. So try it this way. If you don't have all the ingredients, wait till the next time you go to the store and get them all, because, you know, I want you to try it this way, and then you can just get creative and try other variations if you like later. So anyways, this is just about the right size pieces. So they're all not perfect, but they're all fairly close enough. And I do weigh this one. I want to know, how much cruciferous am I eating? And then also, I don't want to overdo it, because when I cut up my vegetables and fruit, I want to eat it very quickly, and because I want to retain every darn nutrient because our nutrients just are less than they should be, and we need so much nutrition from our fruits and vegetables to just like live a healthy life. So I want to eat as much as I can without wasting any, and then without forcing myself to overeat, because, you know, I cut up too much. So I'm going to put this on ounces. So I want about 10 ounces. So if there are any left over, I can go ahead and just wrap it up and eat it tomorrow. All right, so I've got the scale on so I can see already I've got almost 7 ounces. So I just need a couple more ounces. If you want, you know, 9.5 ounces or, you know, 11 ounces, that's fine. I probably wouldn't go over 11 ounces, because unless you want to share it with someone, if you're going to share it, then do maybe 16 and then share it with someone else. That'll be good. All right, what do we got now? So I'm going to go a little bit over, because I have so much extra. Check it out, that little cauliflower got extra. Yay. So a little cauliflower right now is about $4.50 to $5. Kind of expensive, but hey, cheaper than a doctor's visit. All right, great. 10 ounces, a little over 10 ounces. All right, so let's go ahead and add some more flavor. For mint flavor, using mint, real mint. So check this out. If you get this, use it right away. Look at this. Isn't that so cute? My ice maker's making gross noises. Oh, it's so cute. All right, these are really strong. I'm gonna use 3 mint leaves. Maybe 2 medium. All right, I'll just do 3 of these. Yum. Oh, if you could smell this, it smells so refreshing. I'm gonna put this back in the refrigerator, and I'm just gonna do a quick rinse. Even when I buy food that says pre-rinsed, I'm gonna rinse it anyway. Rip these apart, little pieces, just to make sure it is chopped enough, or a little bit before giving it a nice little spin. And then I'm going to add my chocolate, which is 1 teaspoon. It's not a lot. And I'm going to pack it just gently and make it level. I know I just love chocolate, and it's so tempting to add more, but chocolate is very bitter. And when we like chocolate, we like chocolate with the sweetness to it. So if we overdo it, then it's too strong. It's not as delicious. Vanilla pairs wonderfully with chocolate. So I like using this organic vanilla liquid. Make sure it's alcohol free, because if you're not cooking the food and you're putting vanilla in it and it's not alcohol free, it's going to have a really strong alcohol flavor. So you can use, if you want a lot of vanilla flavor, use a teaspoon. I'm just going to use a half. And then the last ingredient is flax seeds. So I do not buy pre-ground flax seeds because they get rancid very quickly, and I want everything nice and fresh, retain all the nutrients. So I'm going to grind 4 tablespoons that are level of flax seeds. So I've got my freshly ground flax seeds added at the very end, and I don't put them in whole. I know some people do smoothies with whole flax seeds and they grind it, but then I've just found that the flax seeds don't all get ground up, and then if those seeds are not completely ground up, it just goes right through and it just doesn't taste good. All right, so I've got my tamper, and that's what this funny thing is. And so I'm just going to put it on low and just gently press it down. So I want you to stop it and check it before it's all ground up, because you're going to need to push down some of the sides so that we can make sure all the pieces are the same or close to the same size. We've got just a couple that aren't even. A little taste. Oh my gosh, so good. Very chocolatey and sweet. Okay, one more spin on low. This is like dessert, but it's not overly sweet. And it doesn't have too many carbohydrates. I know a lot of people freak out about carbs and eating too much fruit. And if you are on Dr. Goldner's protocol, she does have a fruit limitation. So this will be fine for that. All right. Yeah, it just has a wonderful mint flavor. So even just a little taste on my finger. It does taste like chocolate. Oh my gosh, you're gonna be so excited to try this. Final product. I just wanted to make it look pretty for you, so I added some mint leaves more. Don't need these. So let's try it. Crunchy mint chocolate, The sweetness is from the banana. You've got the vanilla flavor in the background. This is the healthiest darn dessert ever. If you're eating a raw vegan diet, you gotta try this. So I'll put exactly how I make it in the description below with a full recipe. And I want you to try, there's 2 other raw vegan recipes that I have that are fantastic. One is a raw vegan Mexican bowl, and I am using the cauliflower rice in there, and it's got guacamole and red bell peppers and cilantro. Very satisfying, delicious, and creamy. And the other one is a oatmeal recipe with blueberries, and I've made that one creamy. So it tastes like a cold oatmeal, and it's very sweet and delicious and satisfying, and it really is so darn similar to oatmeal, but refreshing. So check those out. I'll put both of those on the end screen. If you have any questions or comments, let me know and I'll read them and write back. For my favorite low-fat, oil-free, plant-based vegan recipes, order my cookbook with vegan nutrition facts on how to prevent and reverse disease, which chronicles my personal health and weight loss story through my website, thehigh5diet.com.